Hello, my name is Sarah. I'm an English teacher and language anxiety coach, and in this video I'm going to be talking about I can't remember, breadth and depth in vocabulary learning. This video is really aimed at people at C1, C2 and beyond. If you are below the C levels, you're welcome to watch. I'm going to be speaking a little bit more quickly than normal, but of course please watch if you want to. So vocabulary learning at the C levels is a bit different to vocabulary learning lower down the CEFR. And when we're at A levels, every new word is like, I know the word for banana now, that's awesome. And this is great because at the beginning we make lots of progress and we can see the progress, it's tangible. Okay, I know flower, I can say pen. When you get to C1, don't quite work like that anymore, because you're talking about things that are more abstract. And of course, the more sophisticated your language becomes, the more capable you are of talking about abstract and unfamiliar topics, as Cambridge would say. Now, people at all levels, I feel, are a little bit obsessed with new vocabulary. I've got to learn new words and keep learning more words and no. And yeah, you kind of do. But by the C levels, you also need to be doing something else too. And the first thing you need to be doing is learning more breadth of vocabulary. So what the hell does that mean? Well, basically, breadth of vocabulary is really talking about synonyms and paraphrases and different ways of saying the same thing. And it's really important, right? Because it helps you deal with levels of formality. I would be grateful if you would answer my question. It's very different from answer the question. Okay, so the fundamental meaning of what I want you to do is the same, but the register is different, the grammar is different, the words are different. So this is having breadth in your language. I'm going to read you some synonyms. They're very simple synonyms for I think. I reckon, I imagine, I expect, I suspect, I assume, I presume, in my humble opinion, personally speaking, as far as I'm concerned, the way I see it, I would have thought. So all of those are different ways of saying I think. And we can talk about Cambridge and you've got to have this range of ways of giving opinions. Actually, we do say I think a lot, but you need to have access in your head and coming out of your mouth to a really wide range of saying the same thing, because that is a huge help for your fluency. Maybe you're having a conversation with someone and you've had this experience, I can't remember the word I want. If you've got a synonym of it, well, you just use that one instead. So it really helps you sound more natural, feel more natural, and kind of be able to talk and write in a much, much, much more fluid way. Now, the counter to that is depth of vocabulary, right? And depth of vocabulary is basically knowing multiple meanings for the same word, because English words, as you've probably noticed, have got a lot of different meanings to them. So I'm going to talk about think again, and I'm going to give you a list of words and phrases with think. To think about, to think of, to have a good think, to think long and hard about something, and to not be thinking straight. So all of those phrases have got think in them. Some of them are very simple, I think. Some of them are very idiomatic, to not be thinking straight. I'm not thinking straight because I'm too tired. It means my brain isn't really working because I'm too tired. I can't process information. And it's important for you as a second language user to start to build up that depth for the words that you already know, right? You know the word think. Do you know to not be thinking straight? Maybe not. So when you're working on your vocabulary, it can really help you to think about the breadth and to think about the depth. And depth is great because you get 6 expressions for one word. That's better than the best supermarket deal ever, really. So some tips for you as to how you can do this, right? When I'm reading a Chinese book, so Chinese is the language that I study slowly, and when I'm reading in Chinese and I'm looking for some new vocabulary to learn, although I do take new words if I think they're going to be good words for me to learn, I don't take all new words. What I really want to find are ways of saying things that I wouldn't say myself. So I noticed this when I kind of went up one level in my Chinese reading. I was like, oh, yeah, I know these words, but I never use them in this combination. I would never put them together to make that phrase. So this is a really good example of like words that I know doing something different. So this is giving me that depth, right? It's really important for me to have that. So that's something that you can do when you read or listen to something. Just keep an eye out or an ear out for people saying stuff that you know is not in your vocabulary, and that's a really good thing for you to do. Now, I have a lovely student. She's super intelligent. She reads Guardian, she reads The Economist, she can talk about all the articles on there, and as a result, her vocabulary, while it is very, very good, is very, very formal because she reads a lot of formal texts. You need to be reading and listening to as many different text types as you can, okay? Not just the Guardian, that's not enough. If you want to have a really wide range of English, you need to expose yourself to a wide range of English. So you need to read blogs and books and articles and, you know, things for kids and things for grown-ups and things for schools. Anything you can do to access the huge range of English that is out there, from the very, very formal to the very, very informal. And yeah, I think that's it. Again, review systems. You need to have a really good system for reviewing. It always helps to have review. You need to be organized with your vocabulary. But I think for those of you at C levels, thinking about this breadth and depth rather than being obsessed with new words all the time can really, really help you develop that richness and that depth in your language, which is so hard for non-native speakers to get. So any comments, any questions, please leave them below. Always super happy to hear from you guys. I hope this video was helpful for you, and thank you very much for watching.